turn 70, something happens inside your body that no diet, no exercise, and no medication can prevent. It happens to every single person. No exceptions. A 2024 landmark study from the Max Planck Institute tracked 14,000 people through their 70th birthday. They found 5 biological shifts that occur universally at age 70, shifts that fundamentally change how your body processes energy, repairs tissue, and fights disease. But here's what shocked researchers. 94% of people hit 70 completely unaware these changes were happening. And because they didn't know, they continued living and eating the same way they had at 60, which accelerated the decline by an average of 8 years. The people who understood these 5 changes and adapted, they maintained independence 11 years longer and had cognitive function equivalent to people 13 years younger. Change number 3 is the most dangerous because it happens silently, shows no symptoms, but increases your fracture risk by 340% within just 12 months of turning 70. Drop a comment. How old are you right now? Are you approaching 70, past it, or watching a loved one go through it? I'm Dr. Hinohara, and today we're exposing the 5 universal biological changes that happen at 70. And more importantly, how to adapt so they don't destroy your independence. Age 70 isn't arbitrary. It's a biological threshold where multiple systems reach critical tipping points simultaneously. Stanford Longevity Center research found that aging doesn't progress linearly. It accelerates at specific ages, 60, 70, and 78. But 70 is the most dramatic shift. Why? Because at 70 your body crosses several critical thresholds at once. Your cellular senescence rate doubles. These are zombie cells that stop dividing but don't die. They just accumulate and cause inflammation. Your mitochondrial function drops by 35%. Mitochondria are your cellular power plants. Less power means less energy, slower healing, weaker muscles. Your microbiome diversity decreases by 40%. The beneficial bacteria in your gut that regulate immunity, mood, and metabolism decline rapidly. Your hormone production, testosterone, estrogen, growth hormone, drops below critical functional thresholds. This isn't gradual anymore. It's a cliff. And your DNA methylation patterns shift, affecting how your genes express themselves. Some protective genes turn off. Some inflammatory genes turn on. These 5 changes happen to everyone at 70. Let's break down each one and what you must do to adapt. Change number 5. Your ability to absorb and utilize protein drops by 40% after age 70. This is called anabolic resistance. Your muscles become resistant to the muscle-building signals from protein. You can eat the same amount of protein you ate at 60, but your body only uses 60% of it. A study from McMaster University found that people over 70 need 50% more protein than younger adults just to maintain the same muscle mass. Why this matters? Without adequate protein absorption, you lose muscle rapidly. Sarcopenia accelerates. You become weaker, more prone to falls, less able to recover from illness. The Framingham Heart Study found that adults who didn't increase protein intake after 70 lost an average of 12% of their muscle mass within 3 years. What to do? Increase protein intake to 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's roughly 80 to 100 grams daily for most people. Focus on high-quality, easily digestible proteins. Eggs, fish, Greek yogurt, whey protein, lean poultry. Spread protein across all meals. 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Works better than one large serving. Consider digestive enzymes. After 70, your stomach acid and digestive enzyme production decreases, making protein harder to break down. This single change, increasing protein, can prevent years of muscle loss. Change number 4. Your sleep architecture completely reorganizes at 70 and deep sleep nearly disappears. UC Berkeley research found that people over 70 spend only 2 to 5% of their sleep in deep, restorative, slow-wave sleep. At age 30, it was 20-25%. Deep sleep is when your brain clears toxic proteins, your muscles repair, your immune system recharges, and your memories consolidate. Without it, cognitive decline accelerates. The study found that for every percentage point of deep sleep lost after 70, dementia risk increased by 27%. This isn't correlation, it's causation. Why it happens? Your circadian rhythm weakens. Your body temperature regulation becomes less precise. Your sleep hormone production decreases. What to do? You can't force deep sleep, but you can optimize conditions for it. Sleep in a cold room, 64 to 67 degrees. Your body needs temperature drop to enter deep sleep. Get morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. This resets your circadian clock. Avoid alcohol completely. After 70, even one drink fragments sleep architecture. Consider magnesium glycinate, 400 ml before bed. Studies show it increases deep sleep duration by 28% in older adults. Maintain strict sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake at the same time every day, even weekends. Japanese research found that people over 70 who optimized sleep environment maintained cognitive function 9 years longer than those who didn't. Change number 3. Your bone remodeling process reverses at 70 and bone loss accelerates exponentially. Before 70, you still rebuild some bone. After 70, breakdown outpaces building by 300%. This is universal. Men and women, all ethnicities, all body types. The Framingham Osteoporosis study found that bone density loss at age 60-69 averages 0.5% per year. After 70, it jumps to 1.5 year to 2% per year. That's triple the rate. Within 1 year of turning 70, fracture risk increases by 340%. Why this happens? Osteoblasts, cells that build bone, become less active. Osteoclasts, cells that break down bone, become more active. The balance tips dramatically. Your body also absorbs calcium 50% less efficiently after 70. Even if you're taking supplements, you're only utilizing half. What to do? Weight-bearing impact exercise becomes non-negotiable. Walking isn't enough. You need jumping, stomping, or resistance training that creates bone-loading forces. Increase calcium intake to 1,200 500 mg daily, but pair it with vitamin D3, 2,000 4,000 IU, and vitamin K2, 200 G. These work synergistically. Consider adding collagen peptides, 10 grams daily. Research shows it increases bone mineral density by 4.7% in 1 year after age 70. Get a DEXA scan at 70. Know your baseline bone density. Monitor it annually. A hip fracture after 70 has a 20% mortality rate within 1 year. This is the most dangerous change. Change number 2. Your immune system shifts from protective to inflammatory at age 70, a phenomenon called inflammaging. Your immune cells stop effectively fighting infections and instead start attacking your own tissues. Chronic low-grade inflammation becomes your body's default state. Yale School of Medicine found that inflammatory markers, IL-6, TNF-alpha, CRP, spike by 60-80% between ages 69 and 71. This isn't gradual. It's a sudden shift. Why this matters? Inflammaging drives almost every age-related disease. Alzheimer's, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, arthritis. It accelerates aging itself. The Whitehall study found that people with highest inflammation levels at 70 died an average of 9 years earlier than those with lowest levels. Why it happens? Your thymus gland, which produces T cells, has essentially shut down by 70. The T cells you have left are exhausted and dysfunctional. They overreact to minor threats and underreact to major ones. What to do? Anti-inflammatory nutrition becomes crucial. Mediterranean diet with heavy emphasis on omega-3s, fatty fish 4 times weekly, or high-quality fish oil supplements, 2 to 3 grams EPA/DHA daily. Eliminate inflammatory triggers. Processed foods, Excess sugar. Vegetable oils high in omega-6. Add curcumin with black pepper, 100 milliliters daily. Studies show it reduces inflammatory markers by 40% in adults over 70. Exercise, but not too much. Moderate exercise is anti-inflammatory. Excessive exercise is inflammatory. After 70, 30-45 minutes daily is optimal. Change number 1. Your mitochondria, the power plants in every cell, lose 50% of their efficiency at age 70. This is the most fundamental change because it affects everything. Every biological process requires energy. Less energy means everything slows down. Harvard Medical School research found that mitochondrial function at age 70 is half what it was at age 40. Your cells literally have half the power to function. Why it happens? Mitochondria accumulate damage over time. Their DNA mutates. Their membranes break down. By 70, many mitochondria are barely functional, but your cells keep them around because energy is so scarce. The visible effects: crushing fatigue, slow healing, temperature sensitivity, exercise intolerance, brain fog, weak immune response. The hidden effects: accelerated disease progression, inability to detoxify effectively, reduced T stem cell activation, faster biological aging. What to do? You must support mitochondrial function aggressively after 70. CoQ10 supplementation, 200 to 300 ml daily of ubiquinol form. This is the electron transporter in mitochondria. Production drops 60% after 70. PQQ, pyrroloquinoline quinone, 20 mg daily. It stimulates growth of new mitochondria. NAD plus precursors, NMN or NR 500 1000 ml daily. NAD plus is essential for mitochondrial energy production and drops by 50% after 70. Alpha lipoic acid, 600 mg daily, protects mitochondria from oxidative damage. Japanese centenarian studies found that those who maintained highest mitochondrial function lived 12-15 years longer with better quality of life. Cold exposure also helps. Brief cold showers trigger mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new healthy mitochondria. So here are the 5 universal changes at 70 that happen to everyone. Change 5. Protein absorption drops 40%. Increase intake to 1.21 grams per kilo body weight. Change 4. Sleep architecture collapses. Optimize environment, temperature, timing, and supplements. Change 3. Bone remodeling reverses. Triple your loading exercise. Optimize calcium D3K2 intake. Change 2. Immune system becomes inflammatory. Mediterranean diet, omega-3s, curcumin, fasting. Change 1. Mitochondrial energy drops 50%. CoQ10, NAD plus precursors, cold exposure. The Max Planck study I mentioned found that people who adapted to all 5 changes within 1 year of turning 70 had biological ages 13 years younger than those who didn't adapt. 13 years! That's the difference between 70 and 83 in terms of how your body functions. These changes are inevitable. Adaptation is optional, but it's the difference between thriving and declining. Here's what I want you to do. First, comment your age. If you're past 70, which of these changes hit you hardest? If you're approaching 70, which one concerns you most? Second, if you're under 70, share this with someone who's past 70. They need this information now. Third, pick one change, just one, and implement the Adaptation Protocol this week. Master it for 30 days, then add the next.